I got this back to the Roots mushroom growing kit for Christmas, and since I've never tried to grow mushrooms, I thought I would document the whole process and share it with you. It comes with a instruction booklet here, a small mister bottle, and then inside the box is also the substrate that you use to grow the mushrooms. In the front of the box, there's a perforated area that you can just tear out, and this is where all the action happens. I'm just using a box cutter to make an X from one corner to the other corner, repeated twice. And then I just use a fork to kind of scrape at this white surface, get a little bit down into the substrate, and you just repeat that under each flap. Once you get the entire area under each flap scraped, it's time to soak. In the company's video, they recommend using a large bowl, but I'm using this plastic storage box because it works pretty well. You just put the cut area down and let it soak for at least 6 hours. After it soaks for 6 hours, you just remove it from the water and lightly tap it with a towel to dry it off, then return it to the box. Then you use your small mister bottle to mist it twice a day. After about a week, you should notice some growth. It might be a little bit more, but ours was around a week later and we started to notice some little mushrooms. Even though I was very pleased with these, the kit that my son grew did even better, and here's a look at his. As you can see, it's just covered with little mushrooms. And this is just the start. They grow a lot larger from here. Here's a time lapse of the ones that my son grew, and this time lapse only covers about 2.5 days or so. Even without the aid of a time lapse, it's pretty easy to notice that they've grown from the morning to the evening. They double in size in just a short amount of time. As you can see in this view, we put them in a window that gets light, but not direct light, and then we face them away from the window. Now let's take a look at my first crop. And I say first crop because you can grow multiple crops from these kits, as I'll show you later in the video. Here's a look at my first harvest, and we tried eating these 3 different ways. We ate some fresh in a salad, then we put some in some chicken and noodles, and then some in some brown gravy with onions over steak. Now let's take a look at my son's harvest, and he also weighed his.
Box got a little front heavy and ended up falling over, so I think I'm going to go ahead and harvest these. Turned out really well. I'm going to go ahead and try to measure what we produced here from our mushroom harvest. Just zeroing out the scale here. It ended up falling over on me, so I had to pull it off. There's a little bit of substrate left on there, but kind of really dug in here. Looks like 247 grams. It's quite a bit.
As I mentioned before, you can grow more than one crop with this kit, and to do that you just simply flip the substrate over and put the original side that you harvested from down and the unused side up. Then you simply repeat all the steps that you went through when you grew the first crop. I'll put my affiliate link down below, so if you want to check out the exact kit that I used, you can. Here's a look at my second crop growing. The first two crops I grew in April, then I set the whole kit aside thinking that I would get back to it, but I got busy with the rest of the garden outside and kind of forgot about it. In June, I discovered that this kit had grown a third crop without my help, and by the time I discovered it, it had dried up. If you're a mushroom grower, let us know down in the comments, and if you're just now finding this channel, please subscribe. We'll see you next time.